The spare room benefit cut, why thousands of tenants may have to downsize or pay extra to stay put.
Making somebody find some money from the bare minimum of what they've got in the first place, I don't think that's fair on anybody.
Good evening and welcome to Spotlight. The government says it's determined to cut the annual £23 billion housing benefit bill. We'll have more on that story in a moment.
Also tonight, securing our city centres. Why Exeter's buying into new technology to combat shoplifting.
And we're live at Plymouth's Life Centre as the country's top divers prepare for the British Championships.
Thousands of social housing tenants in the southwest face a benefit reduction from April. The change to housing allowances will affect more than 9,000 households in Devon and Cornwall.
Well, the new rules allow one bedroom for each adult or couple, but 2 children under 10 will be expected to share a room, and if they're of the same sex, they'll have to share until they're 16. One spare room will mean a 14% cut in housing benefit. 2 spare rooms will incur a 25% reduction. The government says it will save money, but critics say it will do nothing to reduce the shortage of social housing. Andy Breer reports.
It's been the family home for 17 years, but Michelle Kent from Penryn says a change to housing benefit, dubbed the bedroom tax, is leaving her and her teenage daughter with a stark choice: move out or lose vital cash.
I just feel that making somebody find some money from the bare minimum of what they've got in the first place, I don't think that's fair on anybody.
From April, working-age people in social housing deemed to have spare rooms will get less housing benefit. Disabilities mean Michelle can't work, but her Penryn home has 3 bedrooms, and only one of her 3 children still lives at home, so she'll be down about £12 a week.
So this is my flat, here is my bedroom.
Someone else who'll lose out is Phil Hiscox from Exeter. He downsized from his family home to a 2-bedroom flat 5 years ago. His 24-year-old son is single and stays with him when he's not away serving with the RAF. From April, Phil will see his housing benefit cut too.
I've downsized already from a 4-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, and I'm only keeping that other room because my son, who's in the armed forces, needs that when he comes home on leave.
Critics argue that although the government might be right to tackle the housing benefit bill, this policy isn't the right way to do it.
Main issue with that if people want to do something about it, the options are that they need to downsize or they need to be able to pay their rent without the additional housing benefit. But we all know that there isn't the housing out there available to people to be able to move around in such way within the social housing sector. So I think it's going to cause real problems for people because actually the option which is said that is available to them isn't really there.
But the government says it's determined to tackle the £23 billion bill for housing benefit. Ministers argue these changes will not only do that, but free up more living space for overcrowded families. Andy Breer, BBC Spotlight.
Well, I'm joined now by our political editor, Martin Oates. So how's the government defending this move?
Well, Lord Teverson, the Cornish Lib Dem peer today, said we should be sparing a thought for the 5 million people nationally who don't have any housing at all. They're on a waiting list, while others have houses with spare bedrooms. The Prime Minister this week also said there's a basic issue of fairness because people on housing benefit in private rented accommodation don't get extra money for spare rooms.
So apart from downsizing, is there anything people affected by this change can do?
Well, Sarah Newton, the Truro and Falmouth MP who represents the lady we saw there in the report, says you could take in a lodger. But she and the Prime Minister have also pointed out that there is this £50 million emergency fund, if you like, nationally, of which, for instance, Cornwall Council will have £900,000, which could be used to help people who've got special problems or maybe some special reason for having an extra room. So they're saying it's not necessarily the blunt instrument it appears to be.
And who's likely to benefit from that?
I would have thought disabled people, who according to Labour make up 2/3 of the people affected, would be at the front of the queue. The Prime Minister was pushed in the Commons specifically on the issue of forces families, the other issue raised in the film, and he didn't seem to be giving any ground on that at all.
OK, Martin, thank you very much indeed. And there'll be much more on that subject this weekend on Sunday Politics. That's at 11 o'clock here on BBC One.